So good day everyone. I'm Christopher CALIMLIM. Together with my partner Mr. Michael Steven Camarillo are going to present our design experiment which is displaying character A to J, switches input SSD output. So for this design of experiment, we have three objectives. First is to create a program to display letters A to J in the 7-segment display using switch button. For the second is to apply and show what we have learned in this past experiment using assembly program EDSIM51. For the third is to demonstrate how the I/O interface works through time delay. So the simulator that we use is EDSIM51 simulator. It's an assembly program which helps the students how to learn write programs to exercise AP51. The peripheral we use for designing experiments are the LED banks, the switch buttons, and the 7-segment display. So for the input, the switch is located at the lower left of the simulator. It's going to be used for the input of the program. And for the output, which is SSD located at the lower middle of the simulator, will be used to display the characters. So this is the switches being stated, and this is the SSD for the output. So for the procedure, we have 5 steps. First is to assemble the program and input the data to the program by pressing the switches. We have to check the combination of the switches in the truth table. Step 2. The program will receive the input and will display the output to the SSD. For the third step, we have to press again the switches and change the combination to have another input of the character. Fourth step is we have to wait for the output to release because the program has delay and no need to press reset since the program has the jump start. And for the last step, we have to wait for the SSD to show the output after the delay. So we can see our truth table here. We can see numbers 0 and 1. The 0 symbolizes that the switch is off or not pressed, while for 1 means that the switch is on or pressed. So every combination in the truth table we see in this presentation has a specific output of character which will be displayed on the SSD soon on the trial.
Program listing. Program listing gives you the information on how the program works. First is set B P3.3 and P3.4 enables the display in SSD, and then we can call delay for us to have time to input the switches on what letters we would want to be displayed. Then the call delay is set to 35 seconds, and after 35 seconds it will return to move A, and then the press switches will put the pattern to display, and the LEDs will lit to the corresponding switches pressed and displays output in the SSD. We can go to our simulation and show how it is done. Here is our simulation. First, we would set it to 5 seconds so we could see what happens step by step. First, assemble. Then we would set the switches on what we want to display in the SSD, and I would display letter F first, 6540, and 6540 is equivalent to letter F in the SSD. We could show you the table later. Here is the step 1. Yes, it sets it enables the display tree in SSD. Then call delay, and we're redirect to 5 seconds, and it will cut down to 10. Then it would return to mov A. Then the next step, the LED switch would light up, and it would light up the display tree here. After our program listing, we could show you our flowchart so you can easily understand how our program works. First, it would start, then it would enable the display in SSD. Then you could call delay for us to have time to input the switches, and after that the output would be displayed, and the next would be cleared. It would be cleared, then it would move to the next display, then it would have a call delay again for you to have time to input another switch buttons, and then would jump back to the start. That's it.
So for the testing and the trial of the program, so following the procedure, so we need to launch first the sim51 and check the truth table for the inputs. So you can see at the left side of the screen is the program itself, and on the right side is the truth table for the combination of the switches. So assembling the program and loading it. Here we go. So testing it. So based on the truth table, uh, pressing switches 654210, the program will display character A. Here we go. Pausing it. But we don't have to pause it because it has jump start, and now need to reset it to change the output. I just pause it to see past the output. So based on the truth table, when 65432210 is being pressed, the program will display character B. Here we go. So pause again. So when the 5430 is being pressed, the program will display output character C. Here we go. Then pause it again. So when 43210 is being pressed, character D. So the program will display character D. Go. For the last one, which is the 65430 is being pressed, character E will be displayed. Here we go. So that's it. For the character F to J, my partner will present it. Thank you.
This part is our output from F to J, and we would simulate them in our EdSim. First is you need to press 6540, and you can show it in our EdSim. At first, we would have it 20-second delay so that we could have a bit of time to input our switches. First, we need to assemble and input our desired switch buttons and run the program. This we would wait 20 seconds to be able to show. And here, as you can see, it displayed the letter F after 20 seconds. And then the next is five, 4, 3, 2, 0, which is letter G. 5, 4, 3, 2, 0, and run again. It would display to the next display, and here we could show you the letter H. 6, 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, and 1. Run. So you can see it displayed it in display 1. It moved from left to right. And then the letter I, which is, I think it is 2, 1. Yes, it is 2, 1. Run. It would display it to the display 0. Then for the last letter J is 4, 3, 2, 1. Run, and it would display it to display 2.
Okay, so for the discussion of the result, so for this design of experiment, we are able to code and finish this design experiment by the help of experiment 3, which is the programming with time delay using 7/7 display. So after discussing and encoding this design of experiment, we both decided that we'll do both trial of the program, which is for me A to E characters and for my partner F to J character. So I'll show you my first two trials. So for my first trial, I pressed switches 654210 and came up with an output of character A, which is shown in this presentation. So for my second trial, so I press switches 654310 and have an output of character B. So you can notice in this program that the next character displayed on the display too, since we use command CLR. It's used to clear the first output displayed in the SSD and then move the output to the next display. Then the delay would count down and replace it with a new value display output. So we just repeat it until character J output was displayed. And after the trial, we are able to apply what we have learned from the experiment 3 and we came up with our desired output to the SSD.
And then for our conclusion, the main objective of the design of the experiment, or DOE, is to create a program that will display characters from A to J through the use of input switches. In acquiring the knowledge about the use of EdSim 51 assembly program, our group is tasked to create this kind of program. In our experience in making these experiments, we were able to apply our knowledge to create a program which displays 8J characters. This program will display the corresponding equivalent of the press switches through the SSD. There is allotted time to press the switches when the program runs. The first output is seen at display 3 and so on. The truth table is the basis of every combination of input switches to produce the characters from A to J. This project helped us to understand the EDSIM51 assembly program better because encountering a problem and be able to solve it is one of the best achievements we could make. Looking at the project design, the requirements for the task are satisfied. Then for our work progress, CALIMLIM made the research on the program EDSIM project and discussion and introduction, truth table, procedures, programming of the project, sample output with screenshots from characters A to E, and the Gantt chart. For me, Camarillo, I also did the research on the EDSIM project, then the objectives, simulation or materials, sample output with screenshots from characters F to J, program explanation, modifying of the program where we have a bit of a bug, so we can run it smoothly, flowchart, Gantt chart, and the conclusion.